let's get to it. We got a lot of show to cover today, not the least of which is there's about a little big news around here. One is we have pretty much, I think, been guaranteed that Joe Biden is going to be reelected next year in a landslide. And say, how can you possibly know that? Even Joe in this carefully chosen picture where he's having a solemn moment to make him look like he's fallen asleep, because that's what assholes do, is being used. Why in the world? Why would you think that? Well, it's because Pastor Robert Jeffress, Jeffress? Is that how you spell it? Isn't it Jeffries? Is it Jeffress? This whole time it's been Greg Jeffress? No. Biden's reelection is impossible, Pastor Robert Jeffress. Now, I don't want to, spoiler alert, this fucker has predicted the end timesy kind of stuff a few times. Not directly, obviously, he's always dancing around it. But so far, no good. And hashtag so far, no good. Yeah, Jeffekus, absolutely. Dufresne, party of two. Bush, search party of two. The Dufresnes are in someone's trunk right now. All right, so don't get me started on Mitch Hedberg gigs. We got so much to do. Okay, so this is a short one. This is Biden's reelection is impossible. Pastor Robert Jeffress, who, by the way, is one of these right-wing pastors who thinks we need to get all the Jews in Israel and establish Israel as a state and all that kind of shit. Not because it would be good for the Jewish people, but because they got to all be in the same spot when Jesus comes back to kill them. I'm not kidding. Democracy 24. 23 hours a day, more than we need. Yeah.
The first presidential primary only 2 months away, and GOP hopefuls are making their Hail Mary pitches to voters, hoping to keep faith on the ballot. All as a new Fox News poll shows.
In spite of Donald Trump being the guy? Is that, we're just going to slide right past the unwritten subtext that all the other people running against Trump are trying to create trying to push their belief in faith and their ideology around religion because he has fucking none?
71% of Americans are very concerned about abortion policy.
Right, but most of them are concerned that they will have their rights taken away.
And they prefer Democrats on the issue by 19 points.
Yeah, so it's not so much that they're very concerned in the abstract, like the word doesn't make them go, ooh. Although I will say when it comes up in conversation, it's a little hard to not go, oh, we're doing that, are we? You might perhaps just say, this is to make it look like there's only 20% over the 50% that's turning this whole fucking thing. This is the dumbest kind of this is like idiot math through statistics, I guess, and polling. Yeah. So they're very concerned on abortion policy that women might be second-class citizens again. And this might lead to a bunch of dead women or women who are unable to have children or stillborn babies killing perfectly healthy mothers that otherwise could have been saved. Shit like that.
Pastor Robert Jeffress, Fox News contributor and...
Hi, I'm glad to be here. Now, I have to speak very quietly because I'm in my daughter's armoire in front of the peeky hole.
Senior pastor at First Baptist Church.
Really? He's a senior pastor? Is that because he's old? Or I guess he's been there the longest.
Joins me now. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Pastor. We do have some news to get to and analysis to get to, and I want you...
Really? On this show? Why?
To flash forward a year from today when we have you on for the election post-mortem. What will the numbers show when it comes to the role that religion played specifically with regard to the abortion debate?
Well, personally, I think we're currently in the middle of pooch screwing writ large. Across the board on almost every issue, we're screwing.
We're going to see a year from now.
I take it back. He's not in his daughter's armoire. He seems to be in, how do I put this? Some kind of closet. Maybe, just maybe, don't broadcast. Oh, we froze up for some reason. I'm holding. We're there. Yeah, I don't think he's in a confessional. I think he's in I don't know which closet it would be, but it seems like he's of closets that exist. He's in a closet, if not, in some cases, the closet.
Record turnout of faith voters.
That have faith in women's ability to make the best decisions for themselves. I agree.
Certainly because of the hot button issues of abortion, religious freedom.
Yeah, these are hot button issues. They're the Cabbage Patch doll of social issues. You know what I mean? It's like when Transformers came out, or Micro Machines, or that guy who would talk really fast and loud, who would prattle off that thing. It's like that. It's like when Pong was first introduced. It's that and women's rights. It's the hot.
Real, but I think it's also important to remember that faith voters are like other Americans who have the same.
Are they though?
Concerns. The latest right.
Yeah, they have the same concerns, just from a different perspective. Some of us are worried about traffic. I think that's a generalized idea, don't you? Yes, a lot of people. I hear people talk about traffic all the time. However, they are not, say, concerned about traffic the way a person who's blindfolded on a high-speed freeway in the middle of the night dressed all in black might be concerned about traffic. See what I mean? It's kind of, it's what that idea never, yeah. Like, I'll tell you, here's another example. When I watch the Discovery Channel or Animal Planet, Nat Geo, what have you, and they do shows about sharks and how they're being wiped out, overfished, sometimes killed just for their fin. I, in those moments, am concerned about sharks. I worry for their future. I am concerned about sharks. Now, however, in certain situations where I would say be treading water next to a capsized boat in the middle of the ocean, in that situation, I would be concerned about sharks in a little bit of a different way. Does that make sense? Both versions of me are concerned about sharks. But the perspective, I'm breaking up. Am I? I'm holding on. Am I there? Hold on. Anyone? We're gonna wait. Yeah, refresh your page. See if I'm still choppy. Okay, good. I think those are pretty sound analogies, wouldn't you? I think I explained it fairly well. I think I hit that nail on the proverbial head. Now, but 71% are concerned, are they?
Right track, wrong track survey showed that 78% of Americans believe this country is headed in the wrong direction.
Yeah, but if you dig a little deeper, over half of those people think it's headed towards fascism under Donald Trump. They think racism is on the rise and that women's rights are being destroyed and that gay rights are under threat and there's a rise in hate crime and so therefore that would be a direction that people like yourself and whoever that dipshit is hosting the show might actually want the country to go, and that would be a direction. And so just say that I would think that if I believed that or I was concerned about that, to borrow a word, I'm fairly certain I would be concerned that we were going in the wrong direction.
They're concerned about things like open borders and geopolitical tensions. They don't.
Are they? They're concerned about geopolitical tensions, are they?
They're worried that world leaders have headaches.
Like what's happening. And my prediction is it's impossible for Joe Biden to get reelected with this level of discontent. I think these numbers probably are going to propel Donald Trump into his second term as president.
Now, I understand those are words that came out of your face, and that's part of the reason. I don't know why the audio might be just on your own page. So some people are late to that game. Refresh your page if you're on YouTube, it seems, and it will fix it, maybe, perhaps, and we'll check. If not, I will do some weird wiggly stuff, and I'll shake a wire or two. Perhaps I might be a little hot. Who could say? Be a little hot. That's not. He got hot. This idiot got hot. All right, that's that. Great. So it's possible. Let's see that. Bring the sound down a touch. Maybe I'm just piping in there too hot. That's possible. It's possible. All right. I don't know. This is the thing. I could do this all day. Sound fine on Twitch? Excellent. Okay. Facebook audio is good. Most people are there. Refresh your page and it should work. Okay, good. All right, now, where was I? Oh yes, Pastor Jeffress, Pastor Mustard, Pastor Potatoes, Pastor Chicken Stuffing. You might be saying that it's impossible for Joe Biden to get reelected, and you might be telling them that these numbers are really going to propel Donald Trump into the White House again. But I got to say, your freeze frame tells me an entirely different story. Anybody else see the truth in the freeze frame? Anybody else? Yeah, I didn't pick that stop. I just kind of paused as soon as he was done saying what he said. And I'm just saying, I don't necessarily believe this guy is smoking his own stash, his own product, as it were. Here we go.
Back in September, former President Trump posted on Truth Social, quote, "In order to win in 2024, Republicans must learn how to talk about abortion. This issue cost us unnecessarily but dearly in the midterms." Trump has a stronghold on the evangelical vote, receiving 80% in 2016, 81% in 2020. Do you?
Right. The pussy grabbing, legally referred to as rapist, who has lied about his fortunes, has demeaned and defamed people, does not believe, has never read the Bible, but has read a collection of Hitler speeches, apparently, and doesn't believe in prayer or the act of contrition or forgiveness or repentance. Like, repentance is fucking ridiculous to him. I mean, he said as much. But that's who the evangelicals went. Now, evangelicals are not all Christians, by the way. And you might get 80% of the evangelicals, but that doesn't mean you're getting 80% of Lutherans and fucking Catholics and Baptists. And as a matter of fact, the head of the, I guess it was the Baptist, the head of the Iowa Baptist Convention or whatever, is going to vote. He's backing somebody else, backing a Republican, but he's backing somebody else because he wants somebody who can run for 2 terms, can be there for 2 terms, which Trump cannot.
Do you think Donald J. Trump is the candidate to get Republicans over this abortion hump?
Hey, you do realize that the point of his speech, that takeoff Truth Social, was not, we should double down on this abortion stuff, we should be even more restrictive. When he's saying talk more about it, he means blow it off. That's not where Pastor Mustard is coming from.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. I totally believe it.
He knows how to talk about it. And I've talked.
Does he? Does he? Oh, what was your favorite part when he talks about it? The part where women have to be punished? There has to be some form of punishment for the woman? All right. Can I just say that? And for all these people who are like, these are, like, social issues are just clickbait issues and they don't really mean anything. Trump ran in 2016. He was interviewed by Chris Matthews, and he said there has to be some sort of punishment for a woman who gets an abortion. He puts 3 people on the court who are anti-abortion. They end up killing Roe v. Wade and set loose this tide of
tracking women down by their menstrual cycle and all kinds of shit like that in all these states where they're making it all but illegal in any way that they can. And some folks were like, I don't know, I guess I could flip a coin. I don't like that Hillary chick. Boy, that Biden feller, I'm not quite sure about him. Meanwhile, this motherfucker is like, we need to find a way to talk about this because we need to do it, but we got to figure out a better lie.
With President Trump about this very issue.
Uh-huh. Did you now?
And I think what he was simply doing was saying, right now is not the time to determine what the restrictions on abortion should be, 6 weeks, 15 weeks.
Why not? When would be the time? After you get elected? What are you going to do? Run on, and that's, by the way, that's exactly what he's saying. He's saying, don't run on when the perfect time is. Let whoever you're talking to who's against abortion paint the best picture in their head. Like, he may say 15 weeks, but he really means day one. And people who are like, he may say, that it should be shorter than that, but he really is going to go with 15 weeks because he's really a moderate. They should be able to, like, bullshit their way either direction with whatever deluded fuck is supporting him. Look at this dumbass. This hands out like this, like he's... It's like he's standing at a buffet, like at a mime's house.
Instead, it's to show the difference between Republicans and Democrats. At least Republicans believe in some restrictions.
Yes, on the woman. That's the restriction they believe in. Restricting women. Period.
He has done a great job in pointing out that Democrats absolutely offer no restrictions on abortion. They're for abortion anytime, for any reason.
Any religion? Did you hear that? Yeah. I really think, doctor, I'm fairly certain my baby might be a Jew and I don't like it. Can we get it out of me? Sure, no problem, Mary. Luckily, your doctor's a Democrat.
Restrictions on abortion. They're for abortion anytime, for any reason. And most Americans don't support.
Yeah, no, this idea that Democrats are for, like, just, I don't know, I'm tired. I don't want to give birth to this thing. Fuck it. Just kill it. But the due date is tomorrow and it's a healthy baby. Nope. My body, my choice. Fuck off.
That on-demand abortion policy.
With that, it is Thanksgiving. What is your Thanksgiving message, Pastor?
To give thanks for the hell that America's in. And thank you for Donald Trump being where he is, right where we need him. In court, I think.
Well, in 1 Thessalonians 5:18, Paul wrote, in all things be thankful. Now, that's easier said than done.
I don't know, speak for yourself. I mean, granted, it can be a little upsetting when your wife catches you DMing the pool boy. I hear.
We can thank God for the good things pretty easily, but Paul says we can thank God in all things. And I think Jesus.
Yeah, I'm thankful that Donald Trump is no longer in office and never will be again. And the lessons that people like Pastor Jeffress will learn through this. I mean, through his guidance.
Gave us a great model for that. The night before he was crucified, he met with his disciples, and the Bible says he gave thanks, not for the crucifixion, but he looked beyond that to the victory that God would give him. And I would say to our viewers today.
Well, what? Hold on. Wait. Victory's a fucked up word. The victory that God would give? The fuck are you talking about? It wasn't about, he didn't have to win over death. He was convincing other people. The idea is that he's extratemporal and superhuman. He's beyond life and death. What victory? What the fuck are you talking about?
Hey, if you're going through a difficult time right now.
In a closet, just say, I'm just spitballing, some people end up in the doghouse. Others end up in the closet.
let's say a friend of yours has been slapped around a little.
You can be thankful, not for that situation, but in a God who is able to cause all things to work together for good.
That's right. And Donald Trump, obviously the Lord wanted Donald Trump to lose, get indicted, and be on a major brain spiral in public. The Lord works in mysterious ways, just like Donald Trump when he talks.
He can do things with his tongue you wouldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
Purge the anti-Semitism and pro-terrorism. What you're doing.
To those who love him. That's something that we can all give thanks for.
It's a beautiful message, Pastor.
And I give thanks to everyone who's right behind me at this door, who are allowing me a moment of quiet.
Pastor Robert Jeffress, thank you so much, and happy Thanksgiving to you and yours.
Thank you. To you and yours. Well, all right. Isn't that fabulous?